Today we took our dogs Brady and Buck for a redemption hike in the Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge of southwestern Oklahoma. Today we will finally climb Sunset Peak. In the intro to this video, I mentioned how we were going to climb Sunset Peak and how it was a redemption hike, which might leave some of you asking, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you. Back in October, we tried to climb this mountain once before. We ended up going up the wrong side of the mountain and ending up on a steep cliff. If you want to see that experience, click the video link in the description. But today, we're going to make sure that does not happen again. Several hours watching YouTube and staring at the map led me to creating a new route for today. Instead of starting at the Sunset Trailhead, we are going to be starting at Caddo Lake. From there, we take a long, easy walk through the grasslands before finally reaching Sunset Peak. Now, we finally arrived at Caddo Lake. It was time to start hiking to Sunset Peak. And right at the beginning, before we even crossed the creek, we had our first wildlife encounter. Our first bison of the day was standing directly across the creek from where we were hiking. So as we started to cross the creek, we made our best attempts to stay to the right and stay away from that bison. And while we did eventually lose sight of him himself, he definitely left a lot of footprints in the area. Seeing one bison across the creek on the trail was really cool, but it was nothing compared to what we would see as soon as we got over this hill. Our next wildlife encounter was not one, but 8 animals. First, we saw a herd of 4 elk, and to the right of them was a herd of 4 bison. And terrifyingly, our path was right between both of them. So with a tight hold on our dogs, we walked straight between the herd of elk and the herd of bison. Eventually, the elk decided to leave the area and we stayed a safe distance away from the bison, so everybody was fine. After stopping for water for a couple minutes, it was time to start the real climb. At this point, I will stop my voiceover commentary. You can either choose to enjoy the scenery and listen to tips and stories from us on the trail, or you can click the timestamp below, which will take you directly to the summit.
Say that again?
I said, so this is the north summit over here, which is actually not the high point of the mountain. So don't go up there. You're going north this way. Once we get around there, that's the actual summit.
All right. Let's go. Hi, Bray. Hi, handsome. Hello, are you having fun? Come on. You saying hi to Dad? Hi, Bucky. So they're sitting down waiting for us. We have a whole bunch of different skill levels here, so it's a little bit more of a slower pace. Enjoy the view. So this dog right here, Buck, he was on the euthanasia list because he was surrendered to the local shelter and by his owner, because his owner lost his home. So it's unclear if he was already homeless and just didn't have a home and couldn't care for him, or if he had just lost his home and surrendered Buck because of that. But Buck wasn't doing well in the shelter setting. He was so terrified that he would just shake uncontrollably, nonstop. He would try to melt into the back wall when any of the staff would try to get him out or handle him in any way, like for vet care and whatnot. And he would bare his teeth and growl. He was just petrified. Don't know what his life was like before that, if he had much human interaction or if that human interaction was scary in some way. But he was on the youth list, and youth typically at that time started at 3, and it was like right around 3 o'clock, and I saw him on the list and I was like, we'll foster that one. And so they held him, gave him a vet check to clear him for foster, and we were told to come get him the next day. And go Buckies. Go. Hang on. It's okay, Buck. Jump. Remember, jump. Yes, good boy. We've been teaching him to jump in the backyard. for this purpose, and it's helped on a couple of hikes so far. But anyway, so yeah, my son and I went, this one, Tyler right here, hi wave. We went to go pick up Buck from the shelter, and we were standing in line at the front desk, and there was a lady in front of us. And the lady was holding this teeny tiny little fluff ball of a puppy that was like small enough to fit in one hand. So yeah, she was holding this teeny tiny fluff ball of a puppy, and that puppy was just yipping nonstop, just crying and whimpering and yipping and just wouldn't stop very loudly for such a tiny little thing. And after talking with her for a while, we learned that that puppy had wandered into her backyard and been found by her two big dogs. And thankfully, they were very nice to him, but she, just wasn't in a position to keep him. And she looked around and searched for an owner and searched for the rest of the litter in case the litter had been born nearby. She didn't find anything, so after a couple of days, she brought him to the shelter. And the lady asked Ty if he'd like to hold him. Ty had started trying to pet him, and Ty said yeah. And so as soon as Tyler got that puppy in his arms and held him to his chest, he quieted down immediately and passed out. It was the sweetest thing ever and meant to be. So this is Brady. Hi, Brady was that puppy. When we got to the front desk, we told them we will foster that guy too. And because he was such a young puppy, they estimated him to be 4 weeks. They checked him quickly and cleared him right then and there to be fostered, so he didn't have to take the risk of getting any diseases that can occur from being in the shelter atmosphere. A lot of diseases go around there sometimes. And so we took Brady home with us that night, along with Buck, and it was so crazy. Buck was very nervous to be in our home, but not nearly as scared as he was at the shelter. We have another dog at home who is just really friendly with all dogs, but not in an overwhelming way. So she was like the perfect dog to just help Buck feel like at home and comfortable. And we just Brady and Buck became like besties together. They played with each other nonstop. They laid together. They slept together. Buck was like Brady's little surrogate father. It was the cutest thing. And after like 2 months, we decided that there was no way we could separate them. And bonded pairs, especially at the shelter, have a really hard time getting adopted together. So we foster failed. So Buck went from terrified and almost being euthanized to living his best life, being spoiled, going on hikes like this, and learning dog parkour, getting tons of treats doing nose work, playing hide and go seek with his human sister who's not with us today. I'm just happy and much more confident dog. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so Chase is going that way with the dogs. I'm electing.
This looks a lot like tree.
Yeah. So I'm electing to rock hop up this because I think it looks less tree filled.
All right, well, we'll see where the dogs want to go.
So after a lot of bushwhacking and very easy rock scrambling, we finally made it to the top. Not only did the summit have one of the best views in Oklahoma, but it also had a climber's log we had to fill out before eating our snacks at the summit.
We always like to have a snack when we get to the top. Here's our obligatory peak snack. What do y'all have?
I have Lenny and Larry's protein cookie.
Ty?
I have Lenny and Larry's cookie bar protein.
Your protein.
Nice.
You can see our car, it's all the way over there, but it doesn't appear very well on camera. So, we use this one. And the picture will appear on your screen in 3, 2, 1. And that really shows how far we've come and how much work we've put in to earn this view. After taking some pictures and videos, we decided it was time to head back down. The way down was much quicker and easier, and we only ran into one wild animal. We named him Waldo. If you see this part of the video, comment, "Hi Waldo." For some reason, Tyler decided to step on a cactus, but that didn't slow us down too much, and we eventually made it back to Caddo Lake. And that was the end of our trip. If you enjoyed this adventure with us and would like to go on more in the future, please press subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.